Hi, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new around here, hello, welcome. I'm Lucy. I am mum of 3, soon to be 4, and I share all sorts of videos like pregnancy, chatty, vloggy type things. So I would love to have you along if that is the kind of thing you would enjoy, so please subscribe if that is your kind of thing. Today I'm going to be talking you through my 30-week pregnancy update. Holy cow, 30 weeks. Okay, that's a bit crazy. Although I'm pretty sure I say that every single time that I sit down and do one of these videos, but anybody that has had more than one baby will tell you that that first pregnancy tends to kind of go quite slowly, and then the second one seems to fly by. Third one flew by even more, and this one is crazy. Although I am very aware, 30 weeks, we're now kind of into I'm actually into my 31st week now, so I'm into single figures now on that countdown. But I'm also very aware that the last kind of month or two of pregnancy last about 4 years, don't they? So it feels like it's been really fast up to this point, but I'm not sure it's gonna last very long carrying on like that. But I am extremely excited to be at 30 weeks already. It's just so crazy and exciting. I said to Rich the other day when I sort of turned 30 weeks, I was like, 30 weeks, 10 weeks left to go. And he went, are you getting a bit nervous now? And I was like, no, I'm just excited. I just cannot wait to add that 4th and final person to our family. It is so exciting. But anyway, let me crack on. I'm waffling. It's ages since I've had a video up on this channel. So sorry about that. Basically, one of my children, who shall remain nameless, threw my camera across our kitchen and broke it. So I didn't have a camera. And then we went on holiday. We've been on a baby moon, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a bit. But I'm gonna have lots more content coming up over the next week or so. So you can keep an eye out for all the holiday vlogs that are coming. But yeah, we're back now, we have a camera, we are in action and good to go. So I've written a load of notes on my phone if I keep looking down, because basically my brain is like a sieve this week and I can't remember all the things I want to talk about. So let's crack on. I have actually, since my last video, which was 27 weeks, the link is in the description if you haven't seen that one, I've actually been to see the midwife twice. I went once just before we went away because I needed a fit to fly note, because I was over 28 weeks when we were flying, and yeah, you have to have a certificate basically to say that you are allowed to fly when you are into your 3rd trimester. That was all fine. And then I've been again since I came back because I have rhesus negative blood, which means I have to have a anti-D injection once I hit my 3rd trimester to make sure that crazy stuff doesn't go on with my blood. What is this? To make sure that crazy things don't go on. I'm not entirely sure that I fully understand exactly why I have to have anti-D. It's something to do with the cells in my blood could attack the babies if it was a different one. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, I've been and had my anti-D. Both my midwife appointments went really well. I've had blood work done. My blood pressure is still quite low, and they are, every time they're kind of like, you need to keep an eye on it. If you're feeling faint, you need to let us know. But other than that, they're quite happy for it to be low. I did say last time I have been getting a lot more breathless. It's not actually been so bad the last week or so. But they want to check my iron levels because that can be a sign of low iron. And my iron levels and my platelet levels have both dropped quite a bit since my last blood test, but they are still at the low end of the normal range. So we're all right for now. They're definitely both going to be things they're going to keep an eye on, because I had ended up with low iron and low platelets. Low platelets last time, but low iron is like all of my pregnancy, so it's something that they like to kind of keep an eye on as much as possible. But other than that, my appointments were fine. I kind of got to listen to baby's heartbeat, which is always really nice. Measuring kind of bang on dates at the moment, which is good, because I was measuring a little bit ahead, but it seems to have kind of leveled out. I do think it also kind of depends on what position the baby is in when you go for that appointment and when they're kind of feeling. Talking about position actually, right, the appointment I had right before we went away, I'm so I can't think what the word is. Basically, when I went for that appointment, the baby was lying lying across, basically, sideways across. So I kind of had a head one side and feet and bum the other side. But while we were away, one night I went to bed and I basically felt this moment where the whole of my bum like twisted over. It was really uncomfortable and I was a bit like, how am I supposed to be going to sleep through this? This is ridiculous. And there was all this kind of like, it was uncomfortable is the only way to describe it, but it felt like somebody was literally like turning a screw inside, like a giant screw inside my stomach. But since then, baby has been head down. So all the kicks now, I'm kind of getting up at the top, and I'm starting to get good old lightning crotch. If you're not familiar with that phrase, it's basically where the baby likes to kind of test out, getting their head right down into your hips and just testing out the cervix just to make sure it's there. It's not really very comfortable, I have to say, but yeah, I've had a couple of instances of that since he or she decided to go head down. So that's been a fun new development, but obviously I would much prefer to deal with a bit of lightning crotch and have a head down baby than be worrying about a larger baby trying to turn around. I mean, obviously there is always the chance that they're gonna turn back because there are still quite a lot of weeks to go, but for now, definitely for the past week or so, they have been firmly head down. So that is definitely a good sign. So let's talk a little bit about the baby moon. We went to Dubai for a week. We actually booked it before we found out we were pregnant, but we were really excited to kind of treat it as our last big adventure, making memories as a 5 before we become a 6. So that was basically what we were hoping for. We were also just really looking forward to some sunshine and some kind of restful together time. It was lovely, actually. It was perfect. I talked a little bit in my last video about the fact I'd been getting some really painful Braxton Hicks when I was like walking around a lot. Didn't get any pains whatsoever, and we walked miles while we were away. And it kind of has led me to believe that maybe a lot of the kind of pains I was getting are to do with the cold weather and the fact that you obviously tense your muscles up a lot when it's cold, from the cold, like, yeah. So the fact that it was warm, and lots of people said to me, oh, you're crazy, like you're gonna find it too hot, you're gonna be like pregnant and you're going off to like 30-degree heat. Heat has never bothered me in pregnancy. I was heavily pregnant at the end of the summer with both of the girls and never bothered me. I am a summer heat kind of girl, and I absolutely loved, to be honest, just being able to relax in kind of like loose summer dresses. And yeah, I didn't have any pains or anything while we were away. I also got to do a bit of swimming, which was really nice, which has made me think in the coming weeks I want to try and get in the pool, because it is nice to just kind of take that weight off of your back and your hips a little bit. It's definitely been nice to kind of feel like we've made those kind of nice memories and had a lovely time together before baby, but it does mean that I've come home and I feel like the nesting is going to kick in with a vengeance now. I actually basically said to Rich the other day, like, you're prepared now that the monster is about to be unleashed, because historically I always go a little bit crazy towards the end, and I think everybody does. Like, you want everything clean and tidy and ready and in the right place and sorted, but for me that will not just apply to baby related stuff, that will apply to the light switch in the lounge that we've been meaning to change for like 3 months, and all the other silly little house jobs. So yeah, I think we're gonna have a lot of busy weekends coming up where we do really meaningless, silly, trivial house jobs, because I want everything done and sorted and perfect before the baby comes. But I'm definitely, I would say in the last couple of weeks, I have had to accept that I can't do everything that I would perhaps like to or expect to, and that is always a tough one for me, because I'm not very good at asking for help, and I like to kind of be Miss Independent doing her own thing, but I have definitely reached a point where I've gone, do you know what, life's too short, I'm not going to kill myself doing something. So I have officially relinquished dishwasher duty, because emptying the dishwasher is one of the jobs that absolutely kills me. I think it's all the bending over, it makes my bump really sore, it makes me really out of breath. I'm not doing it anymore. Also, as much as possible now, if Rich is here or if I'm seeing my mum or whatever, I'm trying to relinquish kind of Quinn changing, carrying, getting dressed kind of duties, because it is just tougher to keep picking up a reasonably large toddler and wrestling her. So yeah, I'm just trying to take my own advice. I think I said in the last video that I obviously need to get better at resting and listening to my body, and I am trying to do that, and I'm trying to ask for help, even though that's not something that comes massively naturally to me. I'm trying my best. So where is baby at 30 weeks? So I was checking on my app the other day, and baby is the size of a cantaloupe melon. I always feel like it's a bit of a milestone at the time when they start measuring in melons, because melons are a good size. Like, I know a cantaloupe is relatively small in the melon family, but it's still a melon. There's a cantaloupe melon hanging around down there. And I think the other sort of the new development for baby kind of over the next few weeks is that sort of hairy lanugo that they have to kind of keep them warm. It starts to shed because they start packing on the pounds, because basically at this point baby is a developed like functioning human being. They just need to pack on those pounds ready for birth. So yeah, they're losing that kind of hairy furry kind of coating because they don't need it to keep them warm, because they're putting on some fat. I have been helping out in the fat stakes as much as I possibly can. For anybody who has followed this pregnancy's obsession with burgers, I ate a lot of burgers on holiday, basically because we were eating out, and it was like, if there is an opportunity for me to have a burger, I'm going to indulge in it. So I've had plenty of burgers, result being that when I show you my bump in a minute, you will see that I think it looks ridiculously massive compared to what it looked like 3 weeks ago, which is partly because obviously I've popped because I'm in my 3rd trimester, and I think it's got a lot to do with a lot of cheeseburgers as well, and chicken burgers, sliders, anything that comes in a bun with some cheese, basically. It's all good. So I guess that seems like a natural point to show you my massive bump. Are you ready? Ba-doing! See, suddenly massive bump, I think. Like, I think it still looked quite tiny last time, but definitely not tiny anymore. So let's pull these down so you can see. Oh, look at that line. So that's the bump. I feel like it's really, really round at the front, like domed today. There's a real solid bit right here right now, which is probably a bottom. So that's it from the front. On the other side. And that is it, I think, for now. I don't think I've got anything new to update you on. I'm not sure when to check in with you next. I feel like we're getting towards the home stretch, and I think as I get towards the end, I'm going to start checking in a bit more frequently. So maybe 2 or 3 weeks time, I'll check in with another video and let you know how I am doing. But thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you all again for that next one very soon.